What you do?
Hello. Welcome back to Underrated Movies. I'm your guy, I'm your man, Mr. Elton Henry, and today I'm going to talk to you about an underrated TV show that I've loved watching as a kid, and it's an anime. And really, I can't decide whether or not it's one of my top 10, because I'm going to make a list of what I believe are my favorite top 10 animes, but it's one of my favorite animes, otherwise I wouldn't be recommending it. It's one of the older classics in the 90s that I believe should be revisited. It has a powerful message about humans versus nature. Are we damaging, well, we are damaging the earth by the more we evolutionize our existence on the earth? Are we doing anything to preserve the plants, the natural growth that Mother Nature has given us to preserve? Are we doing a good job at that? I am going to recommend anybody Yozo Takeda's Blue Seed, and the essential story, I think, is created by the same guy who I know my lighting's terrible. Who just did this one, 3x3 Eyes. He also did 3x3 Eyes. He was also the creator of that. The essential story of this anime is about a teenage schoolgirl, and I believe she's 16 years old, Momiji Fuimiya. She is part of a ancient family called the Kushinada, a sacrifice to basically save humanity from extinction, but in a way, and she's given a bodyguard from these creatures. I forgot what they're called, and they're evolutionized through these blue-like seeds that come from the ground, and I forgot what they're called. My bad, poor research going into this, but it's these godlike plant creatures that are basically kind of wanting to basically eliminate humanity. However, I believe the Kushinada is there to pretty much prevent humanity from dying, but I think in the show there's multiple layers about what is the true purpose of the Kushinada, which I guess in fact the Kushinada is supposed to protect the plants and ensure the plants are surviving instead of the opposite. It follows Momiji when she discovers her true calling, which is to be the sacrifice for the of the Kushinada and for these plant creatures. But she is given a bodyguard who is pretty much cursed by these plant creatures to protect the Kushinada at all costs, and he will come out with these, what's his name again? Kusanagi. He will come out with these blade-like organic elbow swords that will come out of his forearms and as weapons, and he will fight against them, kind of like a man beast, like a Wolverine, but would have like these blades, organic plant blades, come out of his arms. It's unusually weird, but it was actually kind of cool. It's like a genre, is kind of like a adventure, a horror comedy. There's elements of horror in this, but there's also some comedic moments as well. I really love the dubbing. Actually, I was actually surprised about the dubbing. I remember watching this on Encore, Starz Encore, way back in the early 2000s, and I rediscovered the DVD property was actually in Best Buy. So when I recognized it, and I remember not seeing all the episodes when it aired on Encore, but I know I was liking the anime. So I just went out and bought it. And I think I had this DVD cover for maybe close to 10 years or less. I think it's had that limit, like around close to 10 years. And I love it. This is awesome. Further on into the story, you have these groups. They're like this protecting agency where they're here to protect the Kushinada from having to be sacrificed and trying to kill up all the monsters and to ensure the Kushinada's survival. Where you have this group, you have this team, this guy. Man, I forgot what the guy's name, what that character's name. Is it Fuimiya? No. That's Momiji Fuimiya. One of the head guys, the head men in the organization. He used to take care of the twin sister of Momiji Fuimiya, who was also a Kushinada as well. Unfortunately, she passed on, but later as the series pros along, she actually, Katie, that's her name. The sister name is Katie. She actually becomes the main antagonist of the series, where she becomes the plant's protector, while Momiji becomes the humanity's protector, and they do clash head to head, not like fist fighting, but they try to talk things out. And it gets very powerful when it leads to those kind of the sisters butting heads. I was actually surprised with some of the dub in this. I think the dub is ADV Films. And they originally dubbed Neon Genesis Evangelion. So there's certain actors from the show, from Evangelion, that voiced in here. I recognize Amanda Winley, who did Rei, is Momiji Fuimiya. The voice actress who did Major Kataragi in Evangelion, she's also in this. Asuka is also in this. There's a lot of people from Evangelion voiced in this. The horror element is not. It's there, but it doesn't really focus on it. It's more on the focus on the comedy and the gags. I mean, there are some violent, gruesome moments in there, but it's close to an R rating. But the core of the story is about, can humanity learn from their destructive mistakes of can they pull back from their destructive behavior, from their destructive nature? Can they allow nature pretty much evolve? And that's a theme I thought that's actually kind of timeless. I think that's a very relevant theme that goes along in this anime that I believe really should be revisited. There was also, the anime's 26 episodes. Actually there's 29, because there's 26. The original main series is 26, and there's a 3-episode OVA where really half of the voice actors are different. Half of them didn't return to do this OVA, where it's kind of a soft continuation of it. There's also like these old make theater shorts where they're mostly just comedy. I think that's what the old make theaters anime terms are for this. I highly recommend this. I highly recommend Blue Seed. You have to check it out. Comment below, let me know if you have seen it, and let me know what is your favorite underrated anime.